Okay, uh, with these word problems, you're really just applying a formula, so it's just really reading. There's no new math to learn here because it's just an antiderivative formula. You just need to read and know how to use what you've read. So what does it tell you? I want to find out, let's start with this one, a present value. This is what I'm looking for, a present value. Here is the formula on how to find it. And in the words, it explains what the formula is. F of t is income earned at a rate of F of t dollars per year. Okay? And at an interest rate of R for a period of t years. So this explains this, and that. That's all you need to have the formula. Those three pieces. Nothing else is necessary. I'll get to the future value in just 1 second. But let's go ahead and do the present value. I've read what the formula means, and now I'm going to plug that into the formula. So, what do I need to plug into my formula? I need to find the dollars per year that my income is. So, contest winner is awarded $500 per week. That is not dollars per year. That's per week. I need dollars per year. So let's do some basic calculations. If I'm given $500 per week, let's clear that. $500 per week, and we know there are 52 weeks per year. That means you have been awarded $26,000 per year. So 500 per week equals $26,000 per year. Now I have my income stream in dollars per year. Okay, what else do I need to use this formula? I need to know the interest rate. That was given. Interest rate. And I also need to know for how many years. Does it say that? Yes, it does. For 10 years. Got everything I need. And now it's just applying an antiderivative, which you should know how to do forwards and backwards by now. So present value equals from 0 to big T, which we already determined is 10, of the income stream, which is $26,000, times e to the negative r, which we found at 5%, times t dt. Okay, we're done. Because the rest is calculus, and you've already learned how to do that on another section. I'm going to use a little shortcut, and I'm going to use my calculator for this part because you know how to do it by hand. I don't need to teach you what you already know. So there's the formula, and I'm just going to do a graphical technique. Let's graph this. I set my window. We had from 0 to 10 years. It's an exponential decay function. Because my t is negative, I'm graphing that. It's an exponential decay with an initial value of 26,000, which means the max y is going to be is 26,000, and I'm going to put a minimum at 0 because I can't have less than $0. Graph it. There it is. Oops, let me clear that graph. Graph, second function. It's okay. So it graphed it, and actually I'm just going to do one last thing. Enter graph. Now, I want to get rid of that old graph. I don't like it, so we can see it from scratch. I'm just going to graph the line y equals 0, so it graphs everything again. And it's not. Never mind. Okay, so there's the graph. The shading you're going to see in a little bit on your calculator. Don't worry about it. But I'm going to calculate. Second function, calculate. Look at it's an antiderivative integral, which is number 7. Lower limit. Here it is at 0. Hit 0, enter. Upper limit we should see at 10 years. 10, enter. Now it's making it all black on your calculator, and it gives me the final answer. Again, you could do that by hand. There's no reason why once you have a formula, you can't do it. So $204,604. 204, comma 604. Then we had a few pennies on there. 06. There we go. Once you have a present value, you learned in college algebra inside, forwards, and backwards how to find a future value, which I just gave you the formula for. There's no reason to use a calculus formula for the future value. Future value equals present value times e to the interest rate, which was given as a 5%. This one has to be positive. And t is how many years? In this case, we have 10 years. And once you have the present value, you have the future value because you have a formula that you learned somewhere else how to use. And I'm just going to use that formula, 204,604.06 e to the 0.05 times 10, enter. And that's the future value, 337,335 and 6 cents. Bank's always going to round down. People always ask me what the rounding rules are for money. It's very simple. When you have control of the money, you round in your favor to the penny. When someone else has control of the money, they're going to round to the penny in their favor. So the bank has the money. They're going to round this to $337 or $337,335.06 is what they're willing to give me. They will not round up and give me an extra penny, ever. That's the rules when it comes to money. It's different than a math class because banks don't have to follow my calculus class. They follow what's in their best financial interest. Okay, so let's try another question now. Now that we have, it doesn't really matter what the question is anymore for present value. Next page. Oh, sorry. Just a second here, see if I can get this working. There we go. Okay. Present value, future value, every single one of them is exactly the same to me. I'm going to do every single one, so it doesn't matter which one I choose. I will choose number 33. Why not? They're all exactly the same. I'm going to find both the present and the future value. Okay. So let me write the formula down for you. And again, memorize it. If you've done enough homework, then it has to be memorized. If it's not memorized, it's because you haven't come close to doing quite enough homework. From 0 to big T of your income stream times e to the negative r little t dt, where f of t is how many dollars you make a year. R is your interest rate, must be given, and big T is for how many years we're talking about. So f of t, here we're given it, right there, it's exactly done. R, the interest rate, 5.2, and T is 15. Those are the three components, got everything I need. Present value equals 0 to 15 of the income stream, which is $12,000 plus $500 times T dollars per year times e to the negative r, which is 0.052 T dt. And again, I can expect that you do this perfectly by hand, no problem. However, I'm going to use my calculator just because it's a little faster. And let's see, what do I have here? Y equals parentheses. Let me clear that. Don't get confused. 12,000 plus 500t. Now this component is going up. However, I'm multiplying it by an exponential decay function. Interesting. So is my function going up or down that I'm about to take the antiderivative? Not 100% sure, just looking at it just yet. I know eventually it'll go down, I believe. Yes, it will eventually. Negative 0.052x. So I won't worry about it. I'm doing this for 15 years, from 0 to 15. What's my max? Let's see, it could go up from 12,000 a bit, so let's just make it 15,000 and take a peek. Should be high enough. Oop, one too many zeros. Graph. Yep, perfectly good. I see everything. Second function, calculate. Number 7. From 0 to 15. That's your present value. $159,013.79. 159. Let's see, 159.13. Point, what was it? 79. Now, future value equals present value times e to the r. This time just change it from negative to positive because we're going in the future, not into the past. And a fixed amount of years, which we already know to be 15. And so I just take that amount, 159,013.79 times e to the 0.52 times, oops, need an extra zero there, don't I? 0.52 times 15. And that's the future value. Again, there's only 3 things you need to figure out: the present value, how much per year, how many years, what's the interest rate, and then it's plug and chug in the formula. Once you have the present value, we've got another formula, which is just simply that amount, the present value, times e to the rt. So the only thing you need to know is just where to plug in the pieces. Throw it in your calculator, that's it. Again, there's no new math here. I'm not teaching any calculus. There's no calculus steps that you haven't learned. It's just antiderivative and the future values, just formulas. So no new math, just formulas and word problems. You must read the words and find the information. Hopefully this makes sense.